Do you think parents don't teach their children financial literacy?
I think, like we were discussing with someone else, our parents' skills come from the way our mothers raised us, is the way I'll raise my children, is the way my children will raise their children, and the line goes on. So basically, I think, sadly, back then, money was not a topic for children. All you needed to know was come to school, come home, go to school, and all that. So money wasn't really talked to us. It wasn't talked much to the younger ones about it. It was just it was a topic for the adults. And so if we're going to bring a child and say, start learning how to budget, it would be very interesting for your child to walk in and say, I think it would be very exciting in ShopRite, and then they say, no, it's okay, mommy, this is not on the budget, it's fine. Yeah. I would root and say, let's go before you change your mind. Let's go. Let's come out of here before you change your mind. Yes. Because for me, I've started practicing it at home. Mm-hmm. My kids these days don't ask mommy buy. They say, when you have money, do you think you can buy me this? Is it okay you can buy me this when you have the money? Mm-hmm. You know, sometimes they even know now what's expensive and what's not. So when I say it's expensive, it's not that I can't afford it, but it's costly. Mm-hmm. So I think our parents back then did not really talk to us much about it. Hence, we know what we've gone through individually, where we've wasted money. But then I think it can be changed. It can be changed.
Speaking of how you've got your kids to a place where they even understand what budgeting is, how then now should parents also begin to speak to their children about money? Because parent walks in, they've had a long day, kid is trying to ask them for something, you think money grows on trees, So how can we have that healthy relationship when it comes to money with our children?
So basically it starts with home. Mm-hmm. At Zed Kidprenuer we do mentor kids, but then the habit must start at home. So it's you sitting down with your child when you're making your own budgets and saying, okay, what do you think we need in the house? And they'll tell you, okay, sugar, cooking oil, this, okay. Mm-hmm. Then you give them the price and say, so cooking oil costs this much, this costs this much, okay. Get them to calculate. If you want, you can use a calculator. My daughter likes using her fingers, but sometimes if the figure is big, get them to calculate what you're buying. Yeah. Once you have a total, and let's say it comes to 1,500, so you tell them, okay, I have, just try and, just to play with their minds, so I only have 800 kwacha, what do we do? And then, it takes them to a way, how do I reduce my costs to make my budget accessible? Because we only have 800 kwacha, but we need to eat. So if we put 2 kg sugar on the budget, how about we reduce it to 1 kg? If we put a 2 liter, how about we reduce it to make them understand that is the basic. But then it doesn't end there. You need to make them understand, how do we get this money? How did mommy come up with this money? Mommy went to work. Mommy got up in the morning. I went to the office. I reported, and I was paid a salary for my work. So it's not free. It's nothing free. When we have our events and we know the kids will say, oh, you're having a free event. I say, yeah, to you guys it's free. But at the back there's someone paying. So you make children understand. So doing things like chores, things like making your bed is not a chore you should pay a child for. And we always tell parents that, give them chores that they don't do often. Because if you give them chores, they'll come to you and say, I've spread my bed. It is your duty to spread your bed. No one else is going to do it for you.
Yeah, like in the case of washing the car, maybe. Right?
Yes, washing the car, cleaning the garden, sweeping outside. Those are things we know. Okay, let me pay you for that. Let me help you do that. Because they'll come to you and say, I've swept my bedroom. You don't get paid for sweeping your bedroom. Let's get that right. So the minute you start introducing it like that, buy them piggy banks. Tell them, okay, here, just try them. I give them a 10 kwacha. I'll give this is just for your allowance. And then watch what they do with it. If you see they don't save, you'd say, okay, what do you want for Christmas? You can actually make financial goals. What do you want for this Christmas? And they'll say, okay, I want a bicycle. Okay, a bicycle is 1,500. Let's go. I'll 60% 40. I'll put in 60% of the 1.5. You raise the 40. So eventually they'll ask you, how do I raise that? Say, okay, here are the list of what you can do. And then make them realize every time you give them, so don't save it for them, you give them and let them develop the habit. Give him a 20 kwacha and let him say, okay, mommy, here's a 5 kwacha I've put in my piggy bank. Yeah. And then there's the discipline now of not touching the piggy bank.
Yeah, because then mommy will be like, where's your piggy bank?
Can I borrow? Yeah. So when they remove the 5 kwacha and they go put it in, make them be disciplined. Because I think as much as we talk about saving, critical aspect is discipline. How do you not touch, even for us adults, when we have, as long as I know I have money in my account, when something hits, I would just go to the bank, right, and get my money. So you need to also teach them, discipline them. How do I not touch my money when I'm saving? I have a goal. Why am I saving it? Help them understand. So even we always encourage parents, don't decide for them. Let your child decide for himself. Say, I want to save. Because if you do it, decide for them, you to just be, my mommy told me to save. My mommy told me to save, and they don't understand.
Do you think parents as well that want to tip into their kids' piggy banks? We see our parents doing it.
We know
Are
that.
they teaching kids bad manners, bad financial management?
I think as parents, any parent, you don't really want to see your child really go through something. You want to pitch in where you can. So that's why the secret is you say, okay, for example, my kids, I'll tell them, okay, do this for me. And, you know, if I see, you've done it well, I think let me give you a bonus. So it's me indirectly helping them save. So I'll say, let me give you a bonus for that, you know. Sometimes even just compliment them for something. They do their homework well. Wow, I'm giving you, here's a bonus. For getting an A in your test, here's a 5 kwacha. You're helping them. Yes, we don't want to leave our children, but it's really getting them into a habit of knowing, for me to get this, I must work hard for it. There is mommy and daddy, yes, but sadly, there's life.